Hello. Hi. To anyone here, apologies. I'm having a glitch where I can't see all of my live chat. So I hope that Nightbot went through. I saw that Neeners was here. Hello. Um, I don't know what's happening. I think YouTube's out to get me. I think they're out to get me. But hello. Welcome in. I know I started a little early, so I apologize, and I sent out my notifications on Discord very last minute. I apologize for that as well. My fault. I woke up at 10 a.m. and then had a lot of things to do, and I forgot. But I'm here, and I hope everyone's doing good. I'm doing okay. I don't want to be fully transparent because I don't want y'all to be like, ew, she's disgusting, and then never watch me again. But I am having endometriosis related problems, and so I'm having tummy pains. And so today's stream, honestly, it may end up being very, 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 very short, but I just wanted to come on and talk for a little and say hi. Hi, Rat on a Skateboard. How are you? Welcome in. Yeah, I'm not sick, which is good. I know I sound sick. I hope I'm not at the starts of something because I will have a crash out. If I get sick, but it's my tummy. I'm having tummy ache problems, and so you know how it be. You know how it be when you're dying. And so, but I'm here. That was very loud. I'm sorry. I'm here. And we're going to go through these ratings. Let me know if the music is good. Rask, thank you for the 3 months. I keep trying to end my memberships, but Brooke keeps threatening me with physical violence. If I do it. I'm trying to figure it out. If it makes you feel better, Taco Bell ain't got nothing on my period bowel movements. Oh gosh, girl. It's just... the thing is, so for anyone that doesn't know, health lesson, there's PCOS, which is a fibroid related issue, which I also have. And there's endometriosis, which is a cystic related issue, which I really have. And so what happened is that one of my cysts burst on my ovaries, and I am having not a lot of fun. And it's going to last me at least another week. So, I'm crazy. Hi, Brooke. How are you? I'm one of the people maintaining the membership, please. Hi, Greenfeed. Welcome in. How y'all doing? I was just letting everyone who was already here know that I'm having a shorter stream today because I'm having tummy problems and I'll crash out. Oh my god, I'm choking. I'm studying to become a historian. I'm especially interested in finding a date, please. I'm so sorry to hear your... Yeah, it's okay though, Green Bean. We're going to triumph. Hi, Camp. Shout out to Camp, y'all, for giving me this idea. Shout out to Camp. Loves Camp, period. Let's burn the world down together. Amen. And so I have my PowerPoint in front of me. I am presenting it on Canva. Just, it's okay. It's okay. You know what? We'll be fine. But let me know if everything looks okay to y'all, if I'm scrolling too much or too little. Today's stream, like I said, is going to be shorter, but I just wanted to yap and see how y'all are doing, say hi, tell y'all to take care of yourselves, stay healthy, stay safe. But today's stream, which I said was inspired by camp, is gonna be, I titled it The World of Music, but really I'm just rating the top girls in pop right now, or some of like the most iconic names in pop. Full disclosure, like it says in my pinned comment, my opinions are my own, okay? I don't really hate any artist on this list, minus a few, which I'll talk about why. which for the most part isn't music related. But I have strong opinions. Opinions people might not agree with, and that's okay. Everyone's music taste is different. I had a party yesterday with mom's friends, and someone there was a Drake fan, and I'm a Kendrick fan. And so, you know what? People have different opinions, and that's okay. I can't tell anyone how to feel. You can't tell anyone how to express themselves artistically. Yada, yada, yada. That's it. Period. Which is really the music that really matters. Clock it. And so we're gonna get started. I put this stupid little slide right here to show y'all the team members. So you have my 3 personalities on there, which is me with my brown hair, which is now, me with my red hair, which is also me now, because guess what? The red's coming back. It won't freaking go away. It's been 2 years. It won't go away. And then me with my black hair, which is how I'm supposed to look, but I jacked up my hair. And then Oswaldo, who was very angry and hungry. That picture of Ozzy sends me. Fun fact, that emote that Brooke just used, for anyone who doesn't know, that's when Ozzy was only like 2 months old. 2.5 months maybe. We were crate training him because he would pee all the time, and crate training him was the only way to get him to not pee in the house. And he would try to bite his way out of the crate, and when he did that, he actually broke one of his puppy teeth. So that's a still from a video where he's gnawing at the bars of his enclosure trying to get out. But I'm sitting right there. It's not like he's by himself. I'm sitting right next to him. And that's what he decided to do. Let's go. I'm touching up my red in May. Period. Niners! Niners! What are you doing? What are you doing? Oh my goodness, Niners. Stop it. Who did you get? You got Cam, period. You got Jilly, Sev, Rosie, Lauren, Briley, Crispy Cruz, Bailey, mama of 4 kids. Oh my goodness. Niners. No more. No more. But thank you. I appreciate you very much. Oh my goodness. The Mookie Betts picture. I love that picture. Hi, Sev. I haven't been in here a hot minute. No, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. I understand that people are going through things. Listen, it's a tough time in the world right now. Every part of the world's going through it. I also want to say, for anyone who is in Thailand, I saw what had happened with the earthquake. I don't know if I have anyone that watches me from Thailand. I had someone in here come once and say they're from like Hungary or something. So just out of abundance of care, I hope everyone in Thailand is okay. You know, and my heart is with y'all because that shit looks scary. But thank you, Niners, and I appreciate it. But you don't have to. It's okay. You don't have to. Exciting news. We got a new kitten. He's small. He's a long... He's gray. I'm gonna steal him. I'm gonna steal him. But this is the crew. So there you go. We're gonna jump right into it. Are y'all ready? Don't... Let me speak before people jump me. Let me speak. Okay. Oh God. Okay, here we go. This is the first one. Honestly, a lot of people might not know this person. Unless you know this certain song off TikTok, which is why I gave this rating, okay? Okay. So the first person we have, who's she's very new in the pop circle. She's very new. A lot of people probably don't know who this is. She goes by Lola Young. She was born in 2001, so she's very young. She's a British singer and songwriter. Yes. Ugh. And she became most well known for her song Messy, which is very popular on TikTok. And there's another song of hers that's not messy that I really, really like. And I like her on Tyler, the Creator's album. But me personally, I just don't like the Messy song because every upper millennial and boomer in my family plays that song all the time. And now I can't stand it. can't stand it. I can't stand it because everyone around me plays it all the time. And every video my older family shows me on TikTok has Messi in the background. And I'm just like, I can't do this no more. Cruz, get out of here. Get out of here. Get out of here. Get out. Just kidding. Hi, Cruz. Be nice to me. Please. But I did. So my grade for her. No, you didn't miss her. We just started, Cruz. My grade for her is a 4 out of 10. Not based on her talent, because I think she has a beautiful voice. I think she has a great voice. I think she has huge talent. And she also, the face card doesn't decline. The hair and the fashion, gorgeous. But I just need her label to push her out of like her millennial sounding songs. And there was one other I said that I heard that I really liked, but I need them to push her further. I need them to let her use her voice. And I think y'all know what I mean, because there are certain artists that they don't really branch out and grow until they leave their label or until their label lets them. I feel like she's one of those. I need them to let her belt. I need them to let her hit those notes and really just take it there. Because right now, the way they have her using her voice, I feel like it's doing her an injustice. I'm sorry. It's doing her injustice. I feel like she can do better. I know she can do better because based off of how she sang on Tyler, the Creator's song, her voice can carry. I need them to let her get into it, and they're not letting her get into it. And so I hope they can let her branch out a little bit, because again, the talent is there. She's super unique. She's super pretty. The label needs to back the hell up and let her do her, if that makes sense. See, y'all, my ratings have balance. There's meaning, but I'm gonna explain all of them. There's meaning behind all of them. This next one I know is gonna be controversial. I know people aren't gonna agree with me. Honestly, I don't even agree with my own rating. I might change it right now that we're on here. Y'all can see who it is. She needs to release her inhibitions. Green bean, yes, she does. The next one, this one's gonna be an unpopular opinion, I think. But mind you, I've been listening to Sabrina Carpenter for a couple years before this album that really blew her up, Short and Sweet, came about. So my rating is based on all of Sabrina's music, not just Short and Sweet. Bear that in mind. I'm not just basing it off the one album, okay? Bear that in mind. Shut up, Cruz. So here's Sabrina. And I'm gonna be honest, y'all, I've liked Sabrina for a while. She's been one of my favorite pop artists for some time before she even blew up. And I feel like people have just slept on her until she dropped this album, me personally. Like, I think there's a lot of her old songs that people are sleeping on, but all they're playing and bumping is Short and Sweet. But there's a lot of her old songs that people are sleeping on that I need them to get into it. But for anyone that doesn't know Sabrina, she's an American singer, songwriter, and actress. She really came to fame on the Disney Channel show Girl Meets World. And then she signed with Hollywood Records, who's owned by Disney, which I did not know. Spoiler, I didn't know that. And like I wrote on here, Short and Sweet is a good mix of pop, country pop, and melodic pop. But some of the songs are too country for me. I gotta be honest, some of them are a little too country. But again, my rating is based on her entire discography and not just necessarily Short and Sweet, which honestly, I put 10 out of 10, but honestly, I could go with like a 9.7 and 9.8. Like, she's not perfect, but she's making her way there for me, which is good. And I also think when people start becoming controversial, like they start thinking pop stars are like I don't know how to say it without getting flagged on TikTok, but you know what worshipers, and they think they're part of the you know what Illuminati, and they start saying like, oh, they're being too this, they're being too that. I'm like, yes, That's when you know pop is back. When everyone starts saying like she's too much, she's too this, she's too that. I'm like, period. That's when you know pop is back, beach. That's when you know real pop is back. Clock it. And so I like Sabrina. But I think I would probably change this, to be frank, to like a 9 point. We'll put like a 9.85. Like she's almost perfect. Almost. Okay, the next one. Moral panics are a recession indicator. Yep. Yes, they are. A recession pop is coming. The next one is 𝐻𝐵𝐾𝐄. No one jump me. Let me explain myself. For anyone that doesn't know 𝐻𝐵𝐾𝐄, I kind of just came onto her because of her song Revolving Door, which I don't know what's in that song. It must be crack, because I really like that song, like a lot. I play it way too much. And the choreo looks, you'd think the choreo would be stupid, but part of me just really loves it. They all look the same. I fear I'm crying. Part of me really loves it, and I don't know why. I love Sabrina. I don't know why. But for anyone who doesn't know 𝐻𝐵𝐾𝐄, she's a Canadian singer, songwriter, and a big dancer. She actually became famous based off the show So You Think You Can Dance. So she's a really, really good dancer, which you can definitely tell in her music videos and her performances and all that. And she actually became famous by uploading things to YouTube. Crazy, just like Justin Bieber. Or was Justin Bieber on MySpace? I don't remember. But my grade for her right now is like a 7.4/5 out of 10, which isn't bad. Only because I think she's a great dancer. And again, that song Revolving Door has me in a chokehold. And for some reason, oh, I just hit my mic. She reminds me of like old pop a little bit. But some of whoever's on her production team, some of the beats on her songs are so ass. And I need her to like, there's a certain producer she has on certain songs that you can just tell it's the same person. And then someone made a different production on a different song. And it's like, you know that they suck. I need her to keep the one production manager that does a good job. The one that makes her beats sound good. I need her to keep that person, because then I think she can go a lot farther than now. Because someone who's doing her songs, it just stay pissing me off. I already know V's going to give Addison Rae a 15 out of 10. Oh no, I'm not, girl. You're going to be surprised by that one, I think. You're going to be surprised. My ratings are all over the place, but I explain why. Okay? Which is why this next one, Cruise, be nice to me. It's not a bad rating. It's not a bad rating. It's not bad, okay? It's better than 𝐻𝐵𝐾𝐄e even, okay? So shut up. Let me speak. I know you. No! Alejandro, hello. Welcome in. How are you? We're going through my list. I'm asking people to please be nice to me. Okay. Olivia Rodrigo. Cruise. It's fine. It's not bad, okay? You see her grade. I'm gonna explain it. Be quiet. Her grade, honestly, her grade for me, it fluctuates between like a 7.5 to an 8. Only because I really loved Olivia Rodrigo's first album. Had y'all not heard Olivia Rodrigo's first album, please listen to it, because I'm gonna be honest, it is one of the best pop albums I've ever heard. Her very first album, and I know that's a high accolade, but I need to say it, her first album was like the best album I've ever heard that year. It moved me a lot. It made me cry a lot. I don't know why, but it was The horse. It was really good. I really loved Olivia's first album. And I don't know why the second album, I just didn't enjoy it as much. There are certain songs I enjoyed a lot off of it, but it wasn't like the whole project is something I enjoyed. Period, creepy. It isn't like the first, it's not like the first project where I enjoyed the whole thing, like through and through. You know what I mean? I didn't enjoy the whole thing. But one thing I am happy to see, I do want to say, and I think this is why there was a disconnect for me also, because between her first and second album, I felt like she was catering to a certain audience that wasn't for me, which I think is also why I didn't get it, because I was like, okay, I'm 27. I can't really bump to this. I feel too old to be a part of this, like following this musical artist. And so there was a disconnect for me. But I have seen that she's kind of like branching out from that adolescent character, which is making me kind of re-enter into listening to 𝐜𝐵𝐵𝐵𝐵 Rodrigo again. Because again, I'm 27. And so when someone gives off like teen, I can't really bump that because I'm like, I feel like I'm too old for this. But now that she's kind of maturing her sound a little bit, and even the way she dresses at concerts and the way she carries herself, I feel like I can connect with it a little bit more. Yeah, she does have the record for the most streamed female album for her first album. Her first album really blew up because it is good. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. It's a great album. That first album's a great album. But I hope she continues in the direction of maturing herself and her sound. That way I can start listening to her more again, because otherwise I just feel like I'm too old and it's not for me. That's why she has that rating. It's not her music sound. It's more like I feel like this isn't for me. I hope that makes sense. Okay? See, it's not bad. I'm being nice. The fuck? Okay, the next one is 𝐜𝐵𝐵𝐵𝐵. Hello? Okay. 𝐜𝐵𝐵𝐵𝐵. For anyone who doesn't know 𝐜𝐵𝐵𝐵𝐵, she is a Grammy-nominated artist. She just recently rose to fame. She's very, very huge now. She's kind of known as having like the lesbian pop renaissance vibe. And I gave her only an 8.5 out of 10 because she's so new. I love her first album. I think what is it called? Oh my god. Rise of a Midwest something pop print something. I'm watching you, please. I really loved her whole first album, but honestly for me, I just didn't like the giver. I didn't. And again, I said it earlier, like with Sabrina's songs that are too country. I'm not a country person. So when things are too country, I can't get into it. And for me, The Giver was kind of too country. For me. Just for me. Only an 8.5. That's a great score. Thank you, Neaters. Thank you. Thank you. The Rise and Fall of a Midwest Princess. Thank you. I love that album. If you have not listened to that album, go listen to it later. It is such a good album. I love it so much. Red Wine Supernova. That's my song. I love that song. But I do like 𝐜𝐵. I do think though sometimes she needs to not talk so much because she keeps getting into controversies and I can't keep running defense. I don't do it anyway because I'm too grown to do that. But like I just need people to be quiet. Just make music. People talk too much. This is exactly what happened with Doja Cat. When people talk too much. Not me wanting to silence women. No. It's just certain things she says. Because there was an interview done recently where she was touching on politics and essentially said like, I don't know. No, where she essentially implied that like it's so hard being rich and famous and also being politically aware. which I'm sorry, I need to be honest, it's very out of touch, because it's like, how do people with 9 to 5s who then have only like 3 hours to themselves at home, which really is only like an hour, have the time to manage being in tune with the real world, but celebrities can't? And I'm not saying that being a celebrity can't be hard, but I hate when people make the implication that it's harder than working a 9 to 5. Let me be a pop star. And I will never complain. Not that I will never complain, but I'm never going to sit there and say that it's harder than working your traditional 9 to 5. Because as someone who's been doing a 9 to 5 for like 6 years, this shit's not easy. Let me tell you. And so I need her PR manager to step up. Whoever's in charge of PR is not doing a good job. And that's coming from a PR major, okay? So I can make that criticism. I was at the top of my dean's honorary list. I was like the top 10 students out of hundreds. I can say that. I can make that critique. But musically, I think she's talented. Also, I think she's beautiful. I think she has one of the most rarest beauties we've seen in like the longest time. She gives me Cyndi Lauper, and if y'all didn't know, I loved Cyndi Lauper growing up. So, and she gives me David Bowie, which I loved as well. I always thought she was talking more about people looking at her. Oh, if that was the case, then yeah, that I understand. I agree with that point. If you were a pop star, what would be your controversy? I'm trying to think. Honestly, I make a lot of jokes with my friend that are Hispanic based, not offensive, with a personal friend of mine, my friend Catherine. She's a moderator, where if she mumbles something, if either one of us mumbles something and we don't understand what the other says, mind you, we're both Hispanic, we both had immigrant parents. They're not immigrants now. Okay, don't freak out. They're citizens, bitch. And we make jokes sometimes where she'll mumble and I'll say, did you just tell me to go back to Mexico? Or I'll be like, did you just tell me to go back to El Salvador? And I feel like if I did that publicly as a famous person, people would probably be like, breaking news, V's a racist. And it's like, no, first of all, I'm brown. Second of all, I can make that joke, but I feel like some people wouldn't want me to make that joke. And I feel like that's what would get me canceled. That's what I think. I think if the group DMs are ever leaked, yeah, we wouldn't be safe. Or honestly, if people looked at my reposts on TikTok, they'd be like, this girl's reposting Josh from Until Dawn too much. We need to expose her. She's a freak. And that would get me exposed. They'll be like, oh, this girl, she keeps posting comments about Midas from Fortnite. She's a freak. And that's what would get me exposed. People would think I'm a weirdo. Oh, Kip, you're so right. Yeah, she is. That's already 𝐜𝐫𝐞𝐝 Cabello. I'm crying. So that would probably be it. Like thirsting after an anime character or something. Like that would be what gets me in trouble. Midas, period. You understand me? But anyway, the next one, no one's gonna disagree with this one, I don't think. Honestly. Katy Perry. For anyone that doesn't know a bit of lore on Katy Perry, she actually was supposed to come out as like a Christian artist, but she failed at that, and so she moved into pop, and she started with like really controversial pop with like California Girls and I Kissed a Girl and Teenage Dream. And I'm not gonna deny Katy this, she carried pop at the beginning of pop, but then there was a huge descent in her sound and in her production and in her, she is green bean. She is, what's weeb? So weeb is basically like an anime nerd. Like, oh, you're such a weeb. The full word that it's derived from is a word called weeaboo. And it's a term that Japanese people use for like really weird people in Japan that are like too obsessed with anime. They're always in their room. And so America kind of adopted that, but more as like a joke term where they're like, oh, you're such a weeb, which is just like, oh, you're such a nerd. But it's not as insulting of a term and definition as it is originally in Japan. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. She's an awful Christian. I'm crying. I want to see you, Peacock, please. And so I gave her a 2 because though she gave us a lot of classics, I can't look past the fact that she willingly just recently decided to work with Dr. Luke on her album, which if you guys don't know, I push you to look into the case of Kesha versus Dr. Luke. Just full warning. There is some material in there that may be offensive or sensitive for some people. But she decided to work with him, and she decided to work with him on an album that was literally the most objectifying, sexualizing album of women I've ever seen, produced under the guise of female empowerment, which it was not. And it really disappointed me, and it really just threw me off from her. And I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna clock out of Katy Perry. I'm done with Katy Perry. I'm done. She had her run. I'll bump her classics, but other than that, no thanks. Actually, I don't even bump her classics like that. I gotta be in the mood. I didn't realize Benny Blanco worked on a lot of these songs. Yeah, I think Benny Blanco was the magic sauce, honestly, and she should have just gone back to Benny Blanco. Album flopped. Her music is ass, but Teenage Dream was a bop. It was. Like her old music, a couple of her songs banged. But other than that, it's like, okay, girl. My disappointment is immeasurable, please. The next one. And I'm actually surprised by my own rating, but I have to be honest, and I want to talk about this one a bit more. Is Miss Mother. Miss Lady Gaga. Now, her full name is Stephanie Joanne Angelina Germanotta. She's Italian. But she's an American singer, songwriter, actress, producer, everything. I grew up with the Gaga that was like meat dress. Everyone thinks she's a freak. She's so controversial that it's great type Gaga. So the reason I gave her an 8.8 out of 10 is because I grew up with her first. She is? Don't tell me that, Green Bean. Oh my God, don't tell me that. No, don't tell me that. Oh, God damn it. I'm gonna have to look into that. God dang it. To look at no. Well, then I don't feel bad about giving her an 8.8 out of 10. The reason I gave her an 8.8 is because, mind you, I grew up on Lady Gaga, right? Her first album dropped when I was in elementary school. Yes, I'm that old. Whatever. Shut up. And the first like 3-4 albums, she was on a run. Every song on her first, second, third, and fourth album played. I played every single song. I don't skip one song on those albums. Beautiful run. But after those 4, I think it was after Art Pop, I kind of wasn't feeling all of her songs off of all the rest of her albums. Like, I was, y'all, when I tell you my excitement when I saw Abracadabra, I was like, finally, this girl's going back to her roots. She's being a freak. She's being crazy. Like, I have family members telling me, oh, mira, haces el video de Lady Gaga. Está loca, está metido en cosas del diablo. And I was like, yes, that's when you know she's coming back into her roots, when people think she's crazy. And it's not that her album was bad, but I think she created this unrealistic expectation for us old monsters, where she was pushing this idea, Meaners, she was pushing this idea that she was going to bring back her old sound, and it wasn't her old sound. It was a new sound, and it's a good sound. but it's not what she was promising, which is why I was honestly left a little bit disappointed. Because I was like, you were pushing us like it was going to be some crazy, like Judas, bad romance, poker face type vibe, and it wasn't giving that. Other than Abracadabra, that song, the music video, the choreo, it eats down. But that's why she was given an 8.8 out of 10. That's why. Damn. Anyway, the next one is Beyonce. No One Kill Me. Okay. It's kind of the same thing as with Lady Gaga, where she has an 8.7 out of 10, because although I love Beyonce's versatility, I love her vocals, her performances, and I understand and know how culturally significant and impactful she is in pop. I'm never going to take that away from her. I'm never going to take that away from her. I'm not going to be one of these people being up here like she doesn't deserve it. Yes, she does. Of course she does. Look at how she paved the way, same as Gaga did. Look at how they paved it. I'm not going to sit here and lie that they don't deserve their flowers. But it's just, for me personally, her most recent albums, I haven't been playing them all the way through. It's basically the same answer with Gaga, y'all. Like, I haven't been playing them all the way through like I used to. Which happens, you know, you fall out of love with an artist's sound, and that's fine. But again, that doesn't change her impact on the industry and how this girl, y'all, can still dance and move and sound good. I can't do that, and I'm 27. Yeah, I understand. Some people do overrate her a bit, like when they said everyone loved Cowboy Carter. That's not true. I know a lot of people who hated it. I know a lot of people who loved it. I know some people who are like me, where it was like, okay, maybe 1 or 2 songs, 3 or 4, and that's it. But a lot of people are like that with their favorite artists, where they think just because they love them, everyone else has to. And I think that's because people are too parasocial with celebrities, but that's a topic for another stream. We'll go down a rabbit hole with that one. I was drinking milk, my fault. Lactose intolerant. Well, hello, am I having a stroke? But that's what I gave her. And so there's that. This one's gonna be controversial. I know people aren't gonna agree with me. And honestly, I think I'm gonna change my rating a little bit. I'm gonna be frank, because now I'm looking at it, I don't totally agree. I think I'm gonna put it here. So the next one's Ariana Grande. I had a 9 on there, but now that I'm thinking about it in comparison to Beyonce and Lady Gaga, I'm gonna kind of put her in the same realm. Where I love a lot of Ariana's songs. I need to say though, this last album that she dropped is by far the best album she's ever dropped. Eternal Sunshine, especially the deluxe edition with the additional songs, is the best album she has ever dropped. Ever. I'm sorry, Hunter. I apologize. Now I gotta listen to Eternal Sunshine. You clock it. Also, people equate talent with morality when it isn't. Yeah, exactly. And so I'm trying to separate the two. I'm just not doing it where I can't. Fave deluxe track. Honestly, I love Twilight. Twilight has to be my favorite one. Which you'll see at the end, because I'm going to share with you all my top 10 songs right now at the very end. But for anyone who doesn't know Ariana Grande, I don't feel like anyone can't know who she is, so I'm not going to explain. But this is her. I gave her an 8.6 out of 10 because even though she's a homewrecker, it doesn't negate her talent and the fact that this girl can sing. There's no taking that away from her. Her last album had me in shambles. It was the best album I've heard in a really long time. I think more so with the deluxe added onto it. The deluxe really takes it there for me. But I hate the one Pharrell album she came out with. I think it's Sweetener. I hate that album. And it's not every song on the album. It's just, oh my God, Pharrell never produced for Ariana Grande ever again. Because Jesus Christ, some of the sounds, I was just like, what's happening? This isn't it. And so, side note, I went down that Hailey Bieber rabbit hole you were talking about. Yes, I need to do a whole stream where I just talk about it because there's so much. There's so much, and it's still happening. Okay, we're gonna do a quick minute side tangent. I don't know if y'all are also saying, but like Justin Bieber's crashing out online. Like he keeps posting birds and Hailey Bieber. And that's it. That's all he's posting. It's just a bunch of birds and his wife. And I'm like, is this guy okay? What's happening? And so I'm following very closely. I thought the album was fine. Yeah, and see, I can respect that decision or that choice or rating or whatever you want to call it. I've been concerned for JB for a while. Yeah, I have as well. But also the way you're chatting makes me feel like they got a 2 when I look up, but it's an 8.6. I'm fighting for my life, Niners. Did he unfollow her and then say he got hacked? Yeah. They're a mess, but there's Ariana. The next one is Billie Eilish. And I'm actually going to bump this up to the same as Ariana, I think. Actually, no, I'll put it like... Let me be honest, y'all. I'm just gonna say it. I really like Billie. I actually found out about Billie. I have it on the slideshow, but I'll just tell y'all. I found out about Billie Eilish through 𝐿 which for anyone who doesn't know 𝐿, he's kind of like a pop folk type singer. And I found out about her through him when he used to do YouTube before he was a pop star. I was following him on YouTube since he was like a teen, and so was I. And he said his favorite song at the moment was Billie Eilish's Tummy Ache. And I was like, who's that? And it's her very first music video, very unpopular at the time. It only had like 100,000 views, and it was her walking through the desert of like LA somewhere with a wagon with a black trash bag in it, in a yellow jumpsuit with her gray and black hair, or all gray hair, like blue gray hair. She was like 15. And I remember listening to it and I was like, oh my God, this girl is great. I need to start listening to her. And then she dropped her first album, which did well, but not super well. It had Copycat on it, which was my favorite song. And then it had Ocean Eyes, which didn't really blow up until the remix came out. And she just blew up. And I regret so much not seeing her when she was less known, because it probably, one, would have been cheap, and two, would have been so much more intimate. But I basically knew her from the very beginning when no one else really knew her before the blow up because of 𝐿. And I knew 𝐿 before he blew up when he was just a YouTuber. And so that's how I found out about her. But yeah, that's an EP, not an album. Oh yes, her first EP, my fault. Her last album's probably one of my top 5. Yes. And she's a very talented artist. I know she's not for everyone though. Like my sister can't stand Billie Eilish, and that's okay, because I know she's not for everybody, but she's one of my favorites and I love her. And so that's Billie. She's up there. The next one is Charli XCX, which happens to be my sister's favorite artist. And for anyone who doesn't know, she's a British singer-songwriter. She has won Grammys before. She's probably the sound of a lot of people's childhoods. Grieving. And I gave her an 8 out of 10, which is a B, so it's fine. Because I love Brat a lot. And I only really have started listening to it now. I didn't listen to it when it first blew up because I was like, my sister was just playing it too much and it was pissing me off. So I was like, I'm not going to listen to this shit. And then as soon as my sister stopped playing it so much, I was like, okay, I'm going to start listening to Brat. And I love the Brat album. I think it's so fun. And I think a lot of her old songs can be fun. The only reason I gave her that rating is because I'm not a fan of the glorification of certain substances. Because for anyone who doesn't know what bumping that means, look it up. I'm not going to educate you. You can educate yourself. And so I'm not a big fan of that. because I have personally seen a lot of people who are normalizing the use of stuff like substances because of her music, which again is their own grown choice, but it's also like, we don't need to be doing that, you know? Like, I know Hollywood does it. It's Hollywood. They're all doing it. They're all bumping that. Let's be honest. Yeah, see, I hate the snow glorification. So it's like, do it in private and shut up. Like, don't put it on a giant platform. Don't be snorting it at a club. People catch you on video and then you try to say that it didn't happen. Like, let's not do that. I did cruise and I was like, all right. And so that's Charlie. Oh, y'all are gonna hate me for this one, but it needs to be said. I'm just being honest, okay? Don't drag me through the mud. Gracie Abrams. Don't choke me, Cruz. Let me talk my talk. Because again, I'm old enough to know. A lot of people know Gracie Abrams through her music, which I won't deny, she is a good singer. Neaters. But the reason I don't like Gracie is because the way that I remember her, because again, I'm old enough, was her hitting on a young Finn Wolfhard, who was a teenager on Stranger Things, when she was already in her mid-20s. And sexualizing and objectifying a minor. So that is the way I remember her. Yeah, exactly. That's the way I remember her. That's the way I'm always gonna remember her. And now I don't care to listen to her music. And she did that to herself. It's not even my fault. It's like, girl, you're the one who screwed up. Because you went on there and you wanted to be fiending after a child when you were in your 20s. So yeah, exactly, Brooke. They shouldn't be. Like, I'm gonna have the same energy for her as I do with James Charles, as I do with Shane Dawson, as I do with all them folks. Like, I'm gonna keep that energy. And again, I won't sit here and lie to you. She has a great voice, but I don't care to entertain it because of what she did. So that's why her rating's a 4 out of 10. I apologize. That's why it is what it is. I hope people can understand that. The next one is Taylor Swift. I'm not going to explain who Taylor Swift is. Everyone knows who she is. I gave her an 8 out of 10 because obviously I grew up on Taylor Swift. I loved a lot of Taylor's old songs, but I honestly think her last album I enjoyed was the one with Lavender Haze, Anti-Hero, Snow on the Beach, those songs on it. And I'm going to be honest, and I know Taylor fans might chew me out like Bailey. I apologize, girl, if you see this. I love you, just know. I hated her last album. I did not like her last album at all. Like, I thought I would like one song, like maybe the song Cardigan, and that's it. And I don't even know if I'm talking about the right album. And I think that's the other thing too, is there's too many, she's becoming like Drake. And let me explain what I mean by that. Not the persona, but like her production people. They're making her push out too much music that I'm becoming inundated. Like, there's too much coming out. It's too frequent. It's too often that now I'm just like, damn, like there's too much. Like, there's too much for me to listen to, which is why the last album I listened to, thank you, Cruz, was Midnights. Because I was just like, okay, it's too much now. It's too much. You're inundating me. You're coming out with albums and the deluxes and double deluxes and vinyls and CDs and album CDs and album vinyls. And it's like, it's too much for me. It's too much hyper consumerism. I just can't do it. And so I kind of stopped listening. Slut is a good song. It is. I have to agree. I want to like her, but I just never heard a song I liked. That's fair. My favorite is Reputation, which I think is an unpopular opinion. That is, actually. But yeah, it's just like, whoever her record label is, they're just pushing her to do too much that I'm becoming overwhelmed that I can't listen to it anymore. But I'm always gonna listen to, like, her album Midnights. I love that album down. I can't even lie. I love that album. But after that, I just stopped listening because I was like, I can't do it anymore. It's just too much. You know, like I prefer when artists have a bit of a break in between their albums, not like Rihanna where you take 1,000 years, but just give yourself a little bit of a break. It just feels like for some time she was pushing out too much, and then I just got too inundated. It's for some people and that's good for them. I'm crying, Kim. Look at me, not like the other girls, please. So I just have to say that. Selena Gomez, and people are gonna clock me for this one, maybe, but I think if you're an OG Selena fan, you're gonna agree, because I grew up with Selena in the scene, girl. Oh, I didn't change any of this at the top. Ignore that. Ignore all that. I gave Selena a 6 out of 10 because even though, again, I grew up on like Selena in the scene and she made a lot of classics from my childhood, and I understand that her voice now is apparently, it's apparently bad because of lupus. Which I think is what she has. Clock me if I'm wrong. I think that's what she has. Her new voice isn't for me, and I feel like that should be okay. I do think that Benny Blanco did a better job of producing her most recent album, which if people do not know, if you live under a rock, just kidding. But Benny Blanco and Selena Gomez are engaged. He did a really good job of producing her recent album where I think the sound caters to her voice. But every album before that, I feel like she was trying to out-sing her old self when she couldn't, if that makes sense. And I just wasn't a fan of it. And I couldn't keep making excuses for her. So I was just like, I'm just not going to tune in anymore. And I just also feel like, and she said it before, so I'm not pulling these words out of thin air, her passion for music just isn't there anymore. And so I wish she would just focus on her other passions instead of still trying to push music when she made it clear, and she makes it clear through how she talks about it, that she doesn't have the same motivation for music. You know what I mean? Honestly, I like Selena's songs, but I don't like her voice. Yeah, exactly. I haven't heard her newest album, but I heard some people like it. I've heard a few songs that sound nice because, again, it's softer instrumentals that suit her voice. But I don't know, she's just not for me anymore, and I think that's okay. You know? I think that's fine. And so that's Selena. The next one is Miley Cyrus, which that's my bitch Hannah Montana, Miss Girl. I loved Hannah Montana growing up. I had that wig down. I had the PS2 game. I had it on the Nintendo Switch. I had it on the Nintendo DS. Like, I loved Miss Hannah Montana. And I loved her controversial years when she was like acting all crazy on the wrecking ball and stuff. I love that album. I don't care what no one says. I love that album. But I don't love every song. And again, that's okay. I do think she would do really good in like rock because of her new voice, which I think she developed because she fried her vocal cord. And so that's my opinion. It's a short opinion, but I still love my girl Miley. That's Miss Miley Cyrus. That's my girl. That's Miss Hannah Montana. And she did announce a new album, yes. So we'll see how that goes. Okay, this one I will fight you. She deserves at least a 9 out of 10. For Miley? For Miley or for Selena? I can't tell for which one. For Miley? Or Selena? Selena. You gotta keep an eye out for Selena. Anyway. This next one. I don't care. Hold on. I think part of her voice was because she was in a fire. What? When did that happen? Hello? Have I been living under a rock? When was Miley Cyrus in a fire? Hello? Can you drop that lore, Green Bean, while I read this slide? I want to know what happened. Because I don't know about that. Oh, my shoulder. What the flip? Her house burned down? Okay, we'll see. I didn't know that. But I still love my girl Miley, mind you. For her music, I gave her a 7.8, but for her as a person, she is 100 out of 10. I love Miss Miley. I love Miss Miley. She will always be my main girl off Disney, other than Raven Simone. just know I love Miss Miley Cyrus. My next one is Rihanna. And I gotta be honest, y'all, I love Rihanna. I love all her albums. I love all her songs. Sometimes they gotta grow on me, but I love Rihanna. I think she's honestly probably my favorite artist on here. I bump Rihanna all the time. She hasn't fed us in almost a decade and she's still the slideshow. Yes, because she's that girl. I feel like girl child stars get unfairly treated. They do. They definitely do. Who's shocked? Not me. I'm dying. But Rihanna, I don't have to explain, and I'm not going to. I do disagree with her being praised for being a billionaire, but I disagree with anyone being praised for being a billionaire, because even if they can be self-made, you don't become a billionaire without cutting, you know, ethical or moral corners in the workplace, which for people who don't know, apparently some Fenty branches have been sued for workplace malpractice. You can look into that if you'd like. Allegedly, don't come after me. But you know, music wise, I need 𝐜𝐵𝐾𝐝 to stop getting her pregnant so that she can drop the album, because she said it's on the way, like it's almost done. So I need her to wrap it up, because I need it now. Thank you. Are you ready for the Smurfs movie? No, I ain't watching that crap. I am watching that. Her last album is in my top 5 best albums of all time. Oh yeah, I loved Anti. I can bump Anti all day. And so that's Rihanna. My next one is SZA, which for anyone who doesn't know SZA, she's kind of like a mix of R&B, pop, neo soul, hip hop. She kind of puts everything together, rap even at times. But I love SZA. I gave SZA a 9 out of 10. I think she has a beautiful voice. I think live, sometimes she can't sing live, and that's, you know, I can say that honestly. I can be honest about that. Sometimes she's a little lackluster live. But her music, it makes me really sad and contemplative and happy, and it makes me feel like a baddie sometimes. And she just has a really unique voice. She has a really unique form of like dance and self-expression, and I just think she's really dope. And so I like SZA. So she's got a 9 out of 10. That's where I have her. I'm pretty sure she has an original song for the Smurfs movie. Oh, Jesus. The next one is Doja Cat, which this one's going to be controversial. I already know. But I gave Doja Cat... People aren't going to agree. Actually, you know what? Instead of this, because I wasn't a huge fan of her last album. Let me be honest. I'm going to give her a 9.8. She would have been a 10 if I loved her whole last album. Because mind you, I found out about Doja Cat through her album Amala. And I know, it just pissed me off. These people all piss me off. I found out about her through her album Amala and Moo, which made her an internet meme. And then her album Hot Pink, I really liked Streets before people started blowing it up everywhere, and then I started hating it. But if she had just shut up, like not have an opinion, but if she had just not dated certain white men, and been in certain group chats with said men, she could have been that girl, because she can rap, she can dance, she can sing, she can produce, she can write. She could have been that girl if she had just kept a little quiet. And so musically, I'm a huge fan of Doja Cat's. I still listen to all her music all the time. But I wish she could have just been a better person, you know. But musically, she's great. And a lot of people think she's ugly now just because she shaved her head, but they need to shut up, because she's eating, y'all. She's clocking the girls with the shaved blonde hair. She's clocking it. And that's on that. The next one, I don't know if we have any Dua Lipa fans in here. I don't know very many people that like Dua Lipa like that. Does anyone in here really love Dua Lipa? Or Dula Peep? You guys know I actually have a note on my phone when I was writing this PowerPoint. Where is it? Where I said I only had 4 girls left to write on my slideshow. And my note says the last 4 girls will be SZA, Doja Cat, Lana Del Rey, and Dua Peep. Because I'm so used to the way, was it, who said Dua Peep? I don't even remember who said it. But I always say Dua Peep instead of Dua Lipa. Spoiler, please. I'm glad to know all of this. Hi, 𝐜𝐵𝐴. How are you? I'm educating people. Listen, I'm an educator. I couldn't even name one song. I'm crying. Okay. So I gave Miss Dua Lipa a 6, which isn't bad, so don't clock me. Because even though I like some of her songs, I can only name like 4 or 5. But I know a lot of people like her, so I know she has a huge following. Like, she's one of the biggest pop stars ever. I just never listened to her. And so it kind of like blows my mind a little bit. Teacher V, amen. It kind of blows my mind a little bit that people really love her like that. One thing I will say though, I do love how she takes criticism, because y'all remember that video of I was about to say Dua Lipa, where she's dancing and she's like not doing a good job, and everyone was telling her like, girl, go girl, give us nothing, was the comment that made her change her life. And she like changed her style and her look and her dance, and so she really took the criticism well. So I gotta give her 10s for that. I gotta give her 10s. She's a good person at taking criticism, which is important when you're an artist. I have a signed CD just sharing. Oh my God, Cruz. The only thing I know about Dula is that she can't dance. Yeah, she couldn't dance, and then someone told her in TikTok, like on a comment, said, go girl, give us nothing. She disappeared for a year and then she came back a dancer. So she took that criticism personally, but you know what? I commend her for taking the criticism. Okay, the next one. Don't attack me on this, people, please. Okay? Don't attack me. I feel like people are gonna like my opinion on this one, but I'm just gonna say it. Lana Del Rey, for anyone who doesn't know who she is, she's kind of like a folky pop, melancholy type artist. I am gonna say up front, she has a beautiful voice. She can't always sing it live. I need to be honest, she can't always sing it live. But again, I'm not a singer either, so I won't clock her on that too much. I think that she has an excellent voice, but I can't turn a blind eye anymore to like the amount of people she associates herself with disgusting ideologies and the ideologies that she herself carries. Yeah, exactly. She's good musically, but other than that, she's a terrible person. Let's be honest from what we see. And I'm just at the point now where I can't excuse it anymore, especially considering the man she married. I just can't anymore. I can't. And so, you know, if a song of hers pops up, I won't skip it, but I'm not going out of my way to listen to it anymore. I'm just kind of over it. I'm kind of done. Oh my God, my dog. I'm so sorry, y'all. That was Ozzy. I'm sorry if you heard that. But yeah, it's, you know, another example of if people would just act right, it would be higher. Oh, and the next one I have is Madison Beer. I actually like Madison Beer. I do think though that I wish that she would kind of challenge herself a bit more musically, but I think that Madison Beer is honestly kind of underrated. I think she has great music. I think she has good talent. Allegedly, according to a lot of people, Madison Beer is like the sweetest girl on planet Earth. And I do watch her streams, and I think she's super funny and random. And she's always reposting the most random things on TikTok. It's actually kind of funny. But you know, I wish that she would challenge herself a bit more musically. That way she could branch out a bit more. Because like you just said, Green Bean, you don't really know her. And I think if she challenged herself a bit more, people would know more of who she is. So that's what I want to... I fear she's so relatable, please. So that's all I'm going to say on her. The next one is Addison Rae. Which I will say, I love her song Diet Pepsi. I love that song. I don't know what kind of stuff is in it, but I love Diet Pepsi. But other than that, I'm not like a huge fan. I know a lot of people are. I just think that if she had better production values, she could do a lot better. Also, I'm not a big fan of the way that her stylist is dressing her. It's giving like she's trying too hard to be Britney Spears. Like, you know how Britney Spears would walk out in paparazzi photos and look crazy, but you knew that she was just popping out like that? With Addison, it's clear because she has a stylist that her stylist is purposely dressing her that way, but it's not coming off natural. It's coming off very forced, and I'm not a big fan of that. Like, you can be the next pop girl icon is just going to be an icon because she is, not because she's trying too hard to be. And so that's my opinions on her. You know, I like Diet Pepsi. In fact, I love Diet Pepsi, and I think that's it. No imagination on that foot, please. I like Diet Pepsi, and I kind of like aquarium. What's aquarium? Aquamarine. I am so blind. Jesus Christ. But those are all my ratings, y'all. And then these are my top songs right now, so I'll list them off for you. Number 1 is Revolving Door. That's probably going to be my song of the quarter of this year, honestly. I love that song. Yes, featuring Billie Eilish by Charli XCX is super fun. I'm still bumping Euphoria by Kendrick Lamar. I love that song. Ariana Grande's new song, Twilight Zone, I love. This song called Aquatic Ambience, which is kind of like an instrumental song, I really like as well. Running Up That Hill by Kate Bush is one of my new favorite songs right now. I don't know why. I love Mutt by Liam Thomas, which for people who don't know who that is Andre from Victorious. If you haven't listened to his album and you really love R&B, please listen to it. It's great. Defying Gravity by Cynthia Erivo. I'm not gonna lie, I'm still playing that song. I love that song down. Abracadabra by Lady Gaga's on there. I really like that song right now. And then again, another Wicked song, I Need to Be Frank, is Popular by Ariana Grande, which I wasn't really a fan of until like a month ago, and now I'm just bumping Popular all the time. Like, especially the line where she's like, instead of being who you were, well, are, there's nothing that can keep you from becoming popular. And then when she's like, Lar. This song's so stupid, but it's so fun, and I love it so much, and I keep listening to it, and I just really like the song. I'm holding space for Gravity, please. Yes, clutch my pointer finger as I sing. Will you do rap artist next? Oh, maybe. Next one could be rap artist. I'm gonna get jumped. They're gonna jump me. I finally watched Wicked for the first time. Isn't it so good? Ooh. I love Wicked. I love the movie. I don't care. I bought it. I own it physically because I'm going back to physical media. Yes, I am. And I own it, and I'm very happy about it. If you haven't seen it, please do. No French people in this list, please. I'm crying. But that's it for my slideshow. I appreciate y'all watching. My tummy's starting to hurt, so I'm probably gonna get off and go eat some soup or something. I don't know. Ferris crocheted me my own alphabet. Can I see it? This was so fun. I hope you feel better soon. Thank you. I had a lot of fun. This was nice. My tummy does hurt, but I'm gonna get over it. I'm gonna pop some ibuprofen, and then I'm gonna go eat some soup for dinner or for lunch. I'm about to start choking. But thank y'all for being here. I had a lot of fun just yapping. I think the direct, isn't the direct for the Switch 2 next week? Hold on, y'all. I gotta look this up. Keyboard ASMR. The Switch 2 direct is next week. On Wednesday, which I won't be streaming. I bet you my friend Nikki Picky Plays will probably be streaming it, or Flurs, or even Beacon of Nick. One of those three, I'm sure will be streaming it. And so I'm gonna be in one of those streams watching. If they announce Animal Crossing, I swear to the heavens, I'm gonna have a crash out at my job. I'm gonna lose my mind, because honestly, y'all, I'm getting tired of the Animal Crossing New Horizons. I need something new. And so we'll see. Hopefully they drop the Switch with Animal Crossing like they did the first Switch. So we'll see. Also, before I leave you guys, can we talk about Tamagotchi Life? Or Tamagotchi Life, my fault. Coming back? Oh my God. I still have it on my DS. I can't wait to play that game. I'm so excited to play it. I'm gonna make all my little Tamagotchi people say the craziest stuff. I'm so excited. I can't wait to play it. And so we already have a good lineup of games coming. So if Animal Crossing is announced, I'm gonna make a community post of me crashing out. And so I will see y'all then. I'm sure there's probably going to be a stream for me next week. I don't know what yet. We're going to figure it out. But take care of yourselves. Hi, Daman. I'm just leaving. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. I gave Taylor Swift an 8 out of 10. So she got a good grade. I know that's who you were worrying about. She got a good grade. Don't worry about it. I had some criticisms. I had some good things to say, but she got a good grade. So there's that. But thank y'all for coming. A lot of you came, so I can't name y'all all. Actually, yes, I can. Naman, A Bear, Neeners, Brooke, Cruz, Green Bean, Rat on a Skateboard, Rask, Camp, Sev, Hunter. I know Hunter. I said Green Bean already. Oh my goodness. Hold on. Cruz. Of course, Cruz. Rat on a Skateboard, I said that. Rask, hello. Alejandro as well, hello. I think that was it. If I missed anyone, I apologize. I have astigmatism. But I appreciate y'all for being here. Take care of yourselves. I'm gonna go eat some soup. Bye.